Hi everyone. I'm really excited to join this call. It's my first call ever, and I think maybe some of the Kudos team has joined earlier. Just a quick intro and background about myself, what I do, and who I am. And I'm a product professional. I've been working in Web3 and blockchain product development since 2017. And before that, I worked at a number of startups and businesses building products and technology in the Web2 space, and then got into the Web3 rabbit hole from um, from 2017. So I'm really excited here today to be able to talk about what we going to launch in the next couple of weeks and really bring you up to speed on how you can get involved as ambassadors to help us shout and spread the word about what's coming next. Again, a lot of these things I'm going to be talking about here is we're still in development. We're launching a beta platform of a newly evolved Kudos platform that you may have heard of. And my specific role at Singularity and Kudos is heading and leading the compute and AI product development. And I'm really excited to show a few slides of what we're building and explain how you can get involved. I'm just gonna share some things and just hint at what we're doing. Great. So what we're going to be talking about today is the future of AI services, AI compute, and AI inference. As you know, Kudos and Singularity Net, with also Fetch and Ocean, are part of the larger ASI Alliance. We've been working collaboratively together over the last few months to enter a new phase in the so-called Kudos Intercloud platform. If you don't know what Kudos Intercloud is, before the merger, Kudos, who specializes, is the dominant compute layer for the ASI Alliance. Kudos Intercloud is a GPU as a service platform where you can spin up virtual machines, GPUs, set up your infrastructure for AI deployment, model training using LLMs, etc. It's a very specific platform. We can just set up a machine and pay with crypto with no KYC. So the product has been going for about a year and a half. We had some good usage there, good customers, generating revenue and creating this value for token holders. But what we've done as part of the alliance, we now are trying to move that Kudos into cloud and build that product further. And this has been my job for the last 4 to 5 months since I started working at Kudo and Singularity Net. What we're doing right now is evolving Intercloud into a new product that we're going to release and reveal way more over the coming weeks, and which will be the dominant compute layer for the ASI Alliance and its partners. We're looking to launch around the week of commencing 22nd of September. We'll confirm the final date. There's still a few things to be fleshed out and finalized as we're building the product. But how can you get involved with your audience is we've got some giveaways of free inferencing credits for your community, for early builders. It can help us build in public and help bring some users to the product and share feedback so we can further improve. And the product is actually running on ASI infrastructure managed by Kudos, equipped and enhanced with Singularity Net unique AI technology that has been developed over the last years. So it's again like a culmination of the whole collaborative efforts as ASI Alliance to launch an enhanced platform that offers AI services. Now let's double click on what we mean by AI services here. Until now, Kudos Intercloud was a GPU cloud platform where it's a raw GPU power. You can pay per hour to rent out a computing power. But we know that in the market and the developers really struggle with getting access to affordable compute and low latency inferencing. And the current challenge for developers is one thing is accessing models from Hugging Face and all those open source repositories. But the other challenge is how do we put those models on a hardware that's performing well, can scale up, and you can build that AI functionality into your product or service or whatever you're working on. So what we're offering to start with is an inferencing service on top open source models that are going to be covering different use cases. For example, we've got Qwen, Llama, and GPTOS LSS. All these open source models will be running on the NVIDIA grade enterprise hardware, on ASI hardware running and backed by Kudo and operated by Kudo. We also have a use case for coding models, so GLM 4.5, which is 4.5, which has been one of the most popular models recently. And then most importantly, because it's ASI Alliance and we're all working together on this, we've got our ASI 1 mini model, which will be offered for free. So what's going to happen to developers? Developers can easily sign up to the platform, get access to generate their API key, access those models, and browse those models, and just use a single API key to access multiple models that are running on enterprise-grade hardware with support from ASI Alliance and Cudos and SNet, and we can help guide developers in their development as well. So no configs, no need to set up hardware, just easy access to high performance compute and models at scale. Very quickly, what's the roadmap? And I won't spend too much time going through this, and maybe there'll be other calls in the future we can join and show more what we're doing. But and we are launching in September, so that's top open source models with ASI 1 Mini as a free model. We are going to be having GPU rentals as we currently have on Intercloud. And there will be an ASI wallet login with email login. So anyone with Fed wallet can also log into the platform. Now, moving forward, we're going to introduce additional ASI1 models. We're going to be having additional inference referral rewards, community giveaways, and new payment methods being introduced as we're building and scaling out the platform for a wider use. And over the coming months, over the 6 months, we're going to be building more enterprise-like features. And why this is important, because obviously we're starting with this Web3 angle of AI developers, Web3 developers who want access to compute and AI services. But we're also introducing an email login just to be on par with other platforms there, and also broaden the addressable market, because there's the adoption and the demand for computing power is huge. So what we're trying to do is invite people who maybe not who don't just want to log in with wallets, but maybe just want to explore the platform with email, then maybe top up their wallet and pay, or just pay in other forms of payment later on. On top of that, we'll be launching additional types of AI services, things like speech services, some smart contract-based inferencing, which again, we'll share more details, and we'll be excited to do that in the coming months and weeks. And then moving slowly to more of an enterprise-ready services, and this is being driven by the demand from some startups and enterprises into the AI services for AI. Apologies for some background coming here and there. So how can you get involved, and what's in it for you, and what will be great to get from you and your community? So again, we can offer you early access and free inference credits to your community. And again, what we're looking for is very much feedback. So we're building the product, trying to build the product in open as much as we can, having a dedicated Discord community. Cudos Discord community is being rebranded into ASI Cloud community, which is for the product community. And that we're going to be having a lot of discussions there, feedback, and providing support via Discord. You can share updates, tape insights directly with our community, with your community. We'll be giving you some updates on how the product is going, and you'll have access to early information about the product and the platform we're building. Again, there will be, as I mentioned, there will be the dedicated giveaway credits, and our marketing team can share more details after the call with you, or via the channels via Peter. How to operationalize everything. You could run the giveaway on your own terms, and we can provide you with some unique referral links, so we can track how many users sign up from your referral link, so then you can easily either do a draw, or for example have a number of a pool of rewards that the first users who sign up, they receive a fraction of that reward pool. So it's quite flexible how we want it to run. We just want to make sure it fits your objectives as well, to engage with your community. And me as a product person building this, we really value good feedback and working with people who want to help us build this, and also they'll benefit from that a long term. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet in that much detail, but we are working on this as well, while we're still trying to broaden the addressable market by inviting not just Web3 only developers, but generally anyone who needs compute. Then we're still going to keep the Web3 features, because obviously it's our grassroots. We're stemming out from the Web3 and blockchain space and the ASI Alliance. there will be things such as staking features for Fed token holders. So people who hold Fed or really are really following the project and ASI, they will be obviously rewarded and incentivized for doing so. So nothing changes to currently existing Intercloud users. If anything, we're going to be bringing more users, more adoption to our technology, because we want to build a product that the market needs and that helps developers build with AI. And again, all of that running an open and distributed AI platform that's being prepared for the AGI era, which is the whole goal of Singularity Computes and Singularity. So again, as I said, we're just starting, and we're really looking to build long-term relationships with everyone, with yourselves, with your communities, who share a similar vision of us of building open and distributed AI. From the Cudos perspective, providing the making ASI Cloud as being the dominant compute layer for the ASI Alliance partners and users. From the Singularity Compute and Singularity Net perspective, as having ASI Cloud as a vehicle for R&D innovations and new enterprise features to drive adoptions and bring users to that. So there will be further opportunities for more collaborations, giveaways, help us shape the platform as well, and give us some really useful user feedback. We'll have access to ongoing projects, incentives, and really help us shape the narrative and the product and the future vision of ASI Cloud and ASI Alliance's suite of products. Some guidelines for participation. Again, this has been put by my marketing team, so I'm just going to quickly go through this. Trying to not disclose too many details before the official launch date. So again, we'll be happy to provide some of the contents and information, documentation, but for now we're trying to keep the how the product looks like, feels, and what it is specifically, trying to keep it in a bit of a secretive mode so we can build that excitement. You can obviously share your referral link and hit what's coming, which is evolving the Cudos Intercloud platform, rebranding that into a fully featured ASI product that has the power and backing of the entire ASI Alliance. And again, this is not just a Cudos product, not just a Singularity product. It's a collaborative joint effort where Singularity has built a backend service for it, where Cudos has provided a platform, and we're jointly marketing it together. There will be video walkthroughs and video content that we'll produce and create. And obviously, if you can create that as well, that will be great. So help us to share your views and how the product works and what it does. And there's a certain reward eligibility. So the free in-person credit, there's an expiry date for that, because we want to make sure that everyone is coming and using the platform, testing our product, but also testing the backend and the infrastructure that we're running it on as part of the beta launch. And again, this is product development. Things happen, they move, they're being shifted. At the moment, the current critical path for going live is around mid-September, so in the next two weeks. When we'll let you know if that should change or not. We're obviously working towards that deadline very hard, and everyone is super focused on it. But we will let you know if anything changes. Either way, it will be launched in the next couple of weeks at least, and we were really excited to get involved with you. So I wanted to thank everyone for being in the call today, from both Singularity Compute, Singularity, and Cudos point of view, and the whole of the ASI Alliance. And please let me know if you have any questions, and our marketing team can share a lot of the details about operationalizing this and activating that with your communities. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. I do see some questions in chat, also answered with a thumbs up, but maybe we can actually touch on it. Teffer, do you mind asking it? What you ask in chat?
Peter?
Yeah, I'm also adding
Do you
more
hear me?
text. Yes, I can hear you. But maybe you can't.
I can hear you, but I did not hear Peter.
Oh. Well, I heard Peter too.
I think I can hear everybody. Maybe that means my internet was at fault. Look, can you hear me now, or not really? Or
I can hear you guys, that's for sure.
looks like Luke might be going for a reconnect.
Hi everyone. Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear anything from you. I think it was my audio. Did you hear the presentation was? Did you hear everything what I said?
Yeah.
Yes, the presentation was fully clear. It seemed right after there was a bit of, I don't know, connection thing.
Okay, great. Good to be back.
So basically, my question was like addressing is because at the beginning it sounded like you are like using to train models, but I feel like in our case we just need to use it on already existing data and just like connecting context and getting the LLM responses. But now, like one other issue we have is that these interactions usually happen in the agent itself, but we would like to bring them into Discord or like make like a server connection between or add this into like websites or something. But this platform, does it then now provide also the place where you can make like a virtual service and within all that kind of in one place you make service and layers and connect the stuff like end to end basically, and then it's just kind of covered by initial cost.
Yeah, are you asking? So I think in terms of training, you could train your models or AI on, because the platform includes the VM rental, so you can rent out a bare metal like virtual machine computing power. So, but then you as a user, you need to know how to do that. So when you rent a GPU, you need to have the skills and you know how to put the model on the platform.
So this is only for like training and GPU stuff, because which is I don't really need. Like I want to deploy already existing stuff, and I see integration of like ASI1, Meta, Mistral, OpenAI, and I'm like confused. Like how is that? Can I just kind of log in and connect?
Yeah.
Create a virtual service, connect stuff, and make like.
The typical user journey is, again, that what I just described was a GPU cloud platform, but then what we actually want to shout more is those models. So you can connect as a user, sign up, and generate an API key. And with that, the API key you can use in your application. I don't know much what you do specifically on the kind of development, but you can use the API key and in your app to enable AI capability, for example. And
but how can I service the app in that platform, or I need to do it somewhere else?
No, it's more like before that. It's almost like just getting access to AI services, so you can get the capability, but it's still up to you to deploy your app in your own way and so on. And in the future, we may add features like that's actually an interesting discussion, right? Because we may add similar features to enable some of these things. At the moment, it's purely AI services without any ability to host or service the app in the platform now. I mean, to answer that, if by servicing you mean hosting it somewhere on GPUs or CPUs or storage, yes, you can rent a virtual machine and put your or like a cloud disk and storage, because we've got that on the ASI cloud side, but that's more like a manual setup for you. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Well, I think in itself we do have quite a wide range of potential angles. Like, for example, from archive side, we do have LLMs being trained. R&D Guild, I can imagine, also has compute needs. Let me quickly check in chat. Also, feel free to simply raise your hand or speak up if you have any questions or comments or. Yeah, Guillermo, go for it.
Yeah, Peter, I'm going to jump in. So, Luke and all the team from Cudos, this is really great to see you guys here. As here, we really are compromised with pushing the ASI stack, and we have been trying our best to follow up. There's so much going on, so it's really probably we need to scale the army at one point. But as Peter was mentioning, yeah, we have some initiatives from the R&D Guild that can definitely help and use of this very useful compute in the things that we have in our roadmap. And the other thing also in regards of the LATAM Guild that we have formed, it was more than a year ago already. We have been also pushing through ASI LATAM. We have been definitely focused more on development and onboarding and scaling adoption of the ASI stack through ASI1 integrations, Agentverse, and all the stuff that is out there that is really powerful already. And we have been participating in hackathons, presenting regionally and globally, trying to represent the LATAM. And also, as we were talking yesterday with Haley, LATAM has a unique potential as we are millions and millions and millions in a continent speaking the same language. So that's something that is a unique description. So you guys count with us to help on pushing the launch, probably advertise more in this September launch. We have already signed for this early adopter thing, but also to push hard on increasing adoption. Also, we can trace this, so we can really have metrics into how we can get the region into this really cool stuff that you guys are building. So yeah, looking forward to follow up on that and to see how we can help from the SNET Ambassador program with our LATAM task force into that challenge. So yeah, so really cool to have you guys here. This is good.
Thank you. That's great to hear. I mean, in terms of additional products that you mentioned, that you're pushing the other ASI products, again, our goal is as well to cross integrate as much as possible. There's a number of other ASI products that are being developed, and with ASI Cloud being the dominant compute layer and AI services layer, we will be integrating those other bits. And I don't know how much you know about the other products, but for example, ASI1 Mini is an example. We've got our own Web3 first large language model, ASI1. You can now go to, when the platform launches, you can go there, generate your API key, and build an app with ASI1 Mini that uses under the hood, because you've got access to that compute and it's running on the compute. So again, it's a great example of how we work together with Fetch and other members to introduce their technology into the platform. And this is going to be a free model as well, so you won't be able to pay for it. Even like maybe less developer use case specific, but you can also use if you've got free inferencing credits and you're not a developer that writes codes every day or builds apps every day, you can still use the inferencing credit by just logging into your own front end that you use for LLMs, like anything LLM or Open Web UI, and just use that API key, so you get free AI credits for free AI inferencing, so you don't have to pay for ChatGPT or anything else. So saving people money and costs, and again, great for us to get feedback, because everything we need from this launch is we need inference tokens process. We want to send some users to send some really hard jobs to the cluster, which is the GPUs that we put on, to really stress test everything. And then with the community and your audiences, this is how we can really get the feedback on, how to scale it and what to improve, and really how you had what was your experience with using the GPU and inferencing backend. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, cool. Look, so that definitely, we have a busy week because we're launching our governance dashboard, and we are testing the consent round coming next Monday, and we are deploying an agent already for governance, assisting in our governance. We did this for the ICP fetch hack a couple of weeks ago. And we deploy an agent, build an agent, and it's already hosted online. Leandro here in Venezuela did the whole thing, trying to hide from the bombs in the meantime. So yeah, really looking forward. Then we did this Ocean Philcoin integration for an MVP in the Aleph hack also last weekend.
In September, last weekend. Yes, I'm familiar with that project.
Yeah, Crecimiento in Buenos Aires. That was really cool, and also it was an open hack, so we were able to showcase whoever is competing with us is checking out what we're building with. So, if we don't have money to build our own hack, we get into the hacks and we use our tools. So it also was a cool marketing experience too. And also really interesting in the sustainability of our compute. As I come from renewable energy and tokenization.
I can share more details. I can share some information on that. Like again, Cudos from the very beginning, and I had a privilege to be a very early Cudos team member back in 2017. Then I left and I came back this year to help build what we're doing. And the Cudos has always been number one goal, to have a sustainable compute. So everything, when I say we're running this infrastructure on our own cluster, on our own GPUs,
is actually in a data center environment which is sustainable, which is it's got certification for green energies and so on. We can probably share some details at some point as well, but it's the sustainability has always been the focus, and this is only the beginning, because if the platform grows, we're only going to have more hardware. We're only going to be focused more on sustainability. And again, with this whole long-term goal of setting up foundation and framework for compute infrastructure for AGI ready workloads, which is what Singularity Net is very much focused on. So it's great to hear that you've got similar values to what we have at Cudos and as I said.
Awesome. Any further questions or comments? Now's the time. I just shared the Discord link in chat.
Yes. So in terms of community, we're in the process of rebranding everything to a product-based community. Again, it's more about, after the merger, it was obviously Cudos community, and now it's going to be an ASI Cloud product community, which is led by our community team, and I'm going to be there involved as well. Hopefully to see some of the people here and your audiences. And again, if you have some ideas what we could run together as activities, some good maybe competition ideas, we're very open to ideas, and we just obviously can brainstorm, plan things out, and benefit from it, all of us. So.
By the way, I'm gonna jump in. Hey, my name is Oliver, and I've been doing the community stuff at Cudos since well, I don't remember since when.
Someone said their audio went out. I had some issues with audio as well, so I had to restart the platform, restart the Zoom link. Don't know if this is Zoom or on my end, but
you guys can hear me, by the way, because I think Luke
Yes, I can.
hearing me. Okay, yeah. Perfect.
Oliver.
Yeah, I noticed that some of you guys have joined Cudos Discord server already, and you're very it's awesome to see you here. I also wanted to add, that maybe I'm gonna add you guys a role on our Discord, just to streamline the process of communicating between each other, so that we have a private space, in Cudos server, where we can chat about ASI Cloud, potential collaborations with external communities, organizing some kind of community campaigns such as hackathons and things like that. We might share the deck that Luke has been presenting to you guys today, because one of the vectors that we are currently trying is to reach out to AI/dev focused communities on Discord, for instance, and try to as well invite them into organizing giveaways of inference credits, organizing demos and workshops, how the platform works, etc., etc. You, as developers and people who have been working in the dev/software space since quite some time, I'm sure, you might also have plenty of different ideas how to enhance the go-to-market community strategy. So I would love to chat to you and use all of our brain power to basically make this launch as successful as possible. So I would be super happy to chat with you guys further on our Discord and strategize and execute.
Awesome. Yeah, all in favor. Well, to actually return the favor, if you want to be on the Singularity Net Discord server, can of course also throw you.
I'm also there, so I'm indifferent. Whatever works with majority better, I'm okay with that.
No, I think it makes perfect sense to have a dedicated product feedback server. That does make sense. Just saying, sometimes users don't automatically hop everywhere to all servers.
Of course,
being present on the Singularity Net server might be good. Yeah.
Yep, sure.
All right. Last check for any questions or comments before moving on. Cool. Well, thanks for joining in and for sharing, Luke. And
thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, as you mentioned, if you happen to have any updates, you're always welcome to drop by and share. Naturally, I would say. All right. Looking at the clock, we do have 20 more minutes on the slot. And yes, Colleen, as you mentioned, might be time for the intro. No, I'm skipping the intro today. But there is another topic I figured would be good to spend some time on. That's basically BGI 25. And let me quickly check if the slides I have for that have anything useful on them. Oh, actually, before I forgot, there are two minor mentions. The first one is figured it would be good to have a workgroup syncing call that didn't take place. Well, in its monthly cadence. I completely missed thinking about that while on holiday. Not gonna lie there, but I do think it would be good to have, and I would suggest next Monday at 16 UTC. Like last three times, I think Monday 16 UTC worked fine. So for now, I would suggest that, unless there's any any objections or alternative suggestions. That's one, and then do want to call out the NuNet community all hands. That's taking place tomorrow at 13 UTC, and that's at their X space. All right. Let's see. Yeah. So basically, BJ 25 is gonna be around the 20th of October. So this is already in 6 weeks, and I do remember a couple of months ago thinking, no, we're right on schedule. No issues with visas and stuff that can spoil the party. But seeing we're 6 weeks in advance, that actually might become a topic for some. And I figured, yeah, let's have a little check with the group on what we want to do, what we can do, and what we want to provide there. Do we want to for example, earlier today, that's why I put it on the slide, heard about potential virtual roundtable hosted by the ethics work group. We can do, well, basically an infinite amount of virtual events. If you look at the budgeting needs for that compared to physical, yeah, physical is just, we all know this, way more expensive flying people over. And yeah, well, so I just put some things on the slides what we could do there. Last night I heard Esther Gofalfi on deep funding X-Space talking about focus groups they want to be running from, well, as a BGI collective, not so much really on the summit, but it did make me think like, well, if we have a couple of people there, we can experiment with running a couple of these focus groups, try different setups, that kind of stuff. We could do interviews we've been doing, but then actually physically there, we could do Q&A sessions. Like, I don't know, I just put some things on the slide, as you can see. And then, yeah, one thing to discuss in this context would be budgets. Thinking back about BGI 24, we did allocate budgets from reserves. Reserves, however, do come with this one characteristic, is that they run out. So, you can only spend them once, and not quite sure if spending reserves on this would be the way to go. Just wanted to, yeah, call that out. And then, yeah, there are some winners of the deep funding BGI round. Clement has won. His proposal has been selected. And there's also a couple of circle members. I don't have the full list here, but I believe Major DeFi and Slate are popping over. We also, Rojo and Judith are going to be there from deep funding perspective. They're not active anymore amongst the ambassador community, but they are in the deep funding community. So yeah, of course, if people are already going there, well, then the budget is not an issue. So yeah, I don't know. I figured let's throw this to the group and get some insights on well, if and how we should be doing this. So any thoughts there? Sorry to just blurt this whole thing at you. But yeah, any thoughts? Feel free to simply unmute and go for it. Anyone up for even going there? Or do we feel like, meh, I'll check the live stream?
Can we do both?
You can do both, yeah.
No, but on regards on the roundtables, brainstorming, I don't know, Vani, if you're still there, but we did some. So definitely Latam Impact AGI, something similar we did last week, last iteration roundtable. I remember it was AGI 24. It's becoming a more than a trend here, with the context and everything. So probably we can invite, like we did last time, some thinkers around here, artists that are using the tool, and legislators and somebody, to put something for a roundtable. And with the R&D, probably, I believe that the governance case that with the AI assist is our baby. So probably we can showcase. I think we are deploying the agent in this iteration. Leandro was already working on it. So probably we can have the test drive to showcase the results and how we use it. I don't know. And then brainstorm. I think Bani did have some ideas also, and we were talking on that. Yeah, and also, as I mentioned earlier, so really looking forward to use Ines as an editor for Cointelegraph in Espanol to help on put this out, We did that for the RFPs, meta RFPs, remember? So why not prepare something specific for this and have some quotes so she can push that in the editorial to turn that into real proper, and that will be branding on branding. So more than a win-win for the whole experience. So probably we can announce it earlier and then do something from there to push it as what happened in the BGI or who was there, so like a pre and an after.
Yeah, fair. I do remember I do think this is months ago. You made 3 separate proposals at one point, I think also related to this, but honestly, I don't have them at the ready. Need to look those up. Do you know what I mean, or Guillermo?
Yeah, we did put a document together. Do you remember? We need to get back on that. Yeah, and there's so much to catch up from these 3 weeks. You haven't been here, but yeah, let's do that later on. I'll search for it.
Funny, go for it.
Yeah, just to say that we did quite a lot of thinking and talking about this, I think maybe about 6 months ago, didn't we? Or maybe longer, 8 months ago. It was the end of last year anyway, and we were talking about like what criteria should we use to decide what we do at events. So I think we could revisit that and have a further think. But yeah, as to whether we use reserves, we could do. But I think I, for one, would not feel it was a very good use of reserves to be sending people physically there. So I think it'd be good to look at the unconference rather than the conference itself, because there might be more space there. But again, it's all being firmed up at the moment, isn't it? But if they are going to do it like an unconference should be, then it's that kind of open space technology approach where anyone can get up and propose a breakout room. So maybe we should just be ready.
I do think that's quite the idea. Also, seeing last year, it was like that. The un part was very much there. It was, yeah, honestly, not as well prepared as it could have been, like on an infrastructure level. But yeah, it did emerge. Sessions did get proposed, and people signed up for them, and then the whole room dispersed into those sessions. So, I mean, that was my first time conference, but it felt like a proper one.
The problem with that, it wasn't virtual, and I think what we could provide is like they are saying that there are gonna be working groups here, and probably thought leaderships will also create some working groups. We could probably like establish of what like both virtual and the local one, and yeah, I think the last time we went there, we made everybody who went to this work group and made a meeting summary basically after that. I think that had like unique way of approaching it, but I don't think that was used as much. But now if we do like virtual ones on top of that, but if they don't do meetings, I was just wondering, like, can you aggregate like the key topics both from virtual and the local working groups?
Yeah, go for it. Let's
just on that, I mean, the documentation is so important for something like this, so that you cement the links that might be made from who was there and what was brought up. I mean, I think getting not even summaries, but just topic tags into the summary tool could be really useful, and just noting who was present and how to get in touch with them would be really useful. Because, I think in things like this is where we look outside of the ambassador program and make like connections. So yeah, we don't want to lose them.
Yeah, for sure. Makes me wonder if we could do some like something, how to say, like in tandem, like doing something both physical and virtual, and then compare the results. Because I will be there on the floor, so I technically can host, well, something like a roundtable. And as mentioned, Slate and Major DeFi are also going to be there, so might/could ask them nicely to also, if they're there, like we don't need to spend budget by definition to have people there. There's
No,
going to
that's
be
true.
some people.
What sort of theme would you think would be interesting for a live event? Have you got anything in mind?
I
Because
mean,
from what I'm hearing, there isn't like an official theme, but there's been conversations about kind of looking at practical applications more than anything, and like the ethics issues around practical applications of AI technology. I don't know. I'm sort of thinking, because we have been thinking about the whole issue of things like AI agents for governance and things like this. I think even in think tank, when this has been discussed, I think people are aware that there are huge issues ethically around this. And it just feels like maybe that is a theme. Like, what can it do, but also what can't it do? You know? And the whole human in the loop and transparency and explainability issues could be quite interesting to explore, because we've actually tried some of these things, haven't we? So we could bring some insights in that sense.
Another thing is they'll, I assume, like either live streaming or publishing the main panel discussions, and from there, I think like a lot of questions or like good topics to like deep dive emerged, and based on that, we can also like make the unconference topics, so we don't have to really come up with ourselves, but use existing information and try to figure out, okay, how do we like make it even better or get some clarifications or like prioritize it in terms of focus.
yeah, good point.
So is it happening then the same day? Like, be cool to virtually like zoom it to like a 4 hour event and just
I
it's
think
like
it's the day after, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 2 days of conference and then 1 day of unconference. And the conference part will be live streamed. I mean, assuming everything works out well, like that's the thing. We will, however, record it. I can promise you that. No, I think there will be live streams.
I mean, if the live stream works okay, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, we could do the kind of watch party type thing that we did
Yeah.
last year. That was okay. It was quite interesting.
And it's relatively.
Didn't we have,
Go for it.
sorry, didn't we have like break rooms or something, Vanny, if I remember right?
Oh, I think that was the pre-conference event, where you did a presentation, didn't you? And then a few other people did. That was like the warm-up event for it, and I don't think there is one this year. I'm not 100% sure. But it was like during the actual conference itself that we did just like a watch party and tuned into the live stream, and then people were just chatting as it went along. And it was quite informal, but it did get a few people in, and we had some interesting conversations, and it was quite low effort to organise. So but sort of all I was going to say is that I think the kind of thing that you're talking about, Colleen, that we did last year, that would be how I'd be picturing maybe the unconference bit of it, like having breakout rooms and maybe have somebody having done a little bit of preparation on a topic, or yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, I don't think there's a similar warm-up event. There are podcasts getting pushed from Mindplex side that are, yeah, it's a bit of a warming up podcast series. Okay, getting a bit distracted. Let's sort out those account issues. There seems to be some account issue for Colleen. Let's try and puzzle that out after. But yeah, if we want, we can host pre-events. Like for example, this community discussion that I unfortunately had to miss a couple of weeks ago. If the topic connects to BGI, that's good, right? So in that sense, yeah, sky's the limit there. These things do take some budget, of course, and some time mostly. But that's not going to break the bank compared to flying people over to places. So yeah, I would be very much open to that. And yeah, I'll note for myself that I do have a little list of some people that are coming and that used to be or still are ambassadors, and I'll check in. Like I don't know if they're getting flown in from deep funding side, if this means they're going to be full-time spending time to do stuff for deep funding, or maybe if they have some time available. Yeah. So I'm putting that for myself as a little action item. Pre-event podcast. Could we do one? Well, for sure, yeah. I mean, in theory, like nothing is stopping us, I would say. Yeah, we can. We do have podcasts running now. Not sure if how they are running currently. It should be good. And same like this community discussion from AI ethics work group that, you know, if you have a guest on, that's already quite close to a podcast. If you then have a bit of Q&A afterwards.
I think we'd be thinking of it as a podcast is more of a kind of one-to-many kind of broadcast thing. It's like you have a speaker, and I think we'd be thinking more of a round table type thing because we're kind of interested in sharing the research process that we've been engaged in, and so that would involve a few different people. And hopefully, if there's anybody interested in decentralized research at the, on conference, they might want to hop in. Yeah. It just doesn't feel podcasty to me. But I was just thinking that, like, I mean, hasn't Video Work Group been doing podcasts anyway? Or was it not? Or was it writers? Because it just feels like if we've got
Marketing.
some experience doing them,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's what I was aiming at, but I'm not sure at the. I knew I was on a pilot episode for that, but I'm not sure how it flew away after the pilot episode.
Yeah, I think they might have stopped doing them now, but they've got the skills to do them, is what I mean. And I just think if there's podcasts happening as part of this like pre-event type thing, then we get an extra boost publicity wise if they're publicizing them.
Yeah, for sure. We could look like there's a list of people that not everything is published yet, but I think most is recorded from a Mindplex perspective. I assume they picked the best guests possible, of course, out of the potential speaker list. But still, we could have a look at the speaker list and cross-check if there's more space there. Just thinking out loud here. All right, so let's see how to follow up on this, because with only 6 weeks remaining, practically speaking, more like five actual full ones. Would it make sense to have like a recurring call until the event is there, which would be 5 calls? Would that make sense to have a dedicated call on this, or is that a bit too much? I see one thumbs
Yeah,
up.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know.
Both thumbs down.
Not much.
Nice.
Definitely. Why not?
All right. I now remember we do have a channel for this. Hasn't seen some use in a while, but there's a Ambassadors at BGI 25 channel under the BGI Summit section. I think this was repurposed from last year's. So yeah, that's gonna be the place for follow up on this. When the first meeting is emerging, I'll tag core contributors, but I will promise to not make it infinite spam for everybody. All right. Looking at the clock, we are at the top of the hour. It makes me think for now we kind of touched on this topic well enough, unless somebody wants to add more. Now you still can. And also a final check on any other questions you may have for right now. And if not, oh, yeah, go for it.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I don't have any questions, but just pointing out that in treasury automation, I'm kind of delaying the bonus rewards, and few people responded to the Google Sheet, but they didn't add the rationale. And I will also be making like an example myself tomorrow. Those who are like a bit confused, like what is this? Why people are getting rewarded for just engaging in ambassador program? And yeah, last time I kind of stopped providing more details about like workgroup updates because I thought I'm gonna share them here a bit more. But everything is kind of happening right now in the process code channel, so if you can just read them up on there. And yeah, the treasury automation workgroup summary also has all the links for the rewarding stuff. So
I
read up
did
on
see it, and
channel.
I was kind of intrigued, but I did not have the time on that spot when I saw it. Yeah, Guillermo, makes sense. Workgroup syncing call, I can see that fitting.
We've also got it on the agenda for Thursday's governance meeting, so it'll get covered one way or the other.
It's not the first time I hear you remind others about this today, even. But yes, you are right.
Well, there's different people here than there was last time, so
Oh, yeah, true. But I already forgot that. So the reminder is the second reminder is even more welcome. Nice.
And I also noticed a new change in the governance work group about making like a percentual difference for like the admin and the other stuff. I think in the first like call out there was just to differentiate them, and I think I did it a bit differently for all the budget items or like all the proposals. So I'm wondering if I have the differentiation, do I still need to kind of go over them and create like a cell to percentually different them, and what is like the intent of
no, I
that?
don't think so. I think we were just asking for people to add a line at the bottom of their budget to just go, this is the percentages, so that people didn't have to work them out. But
Okay, but
Yeah,
do
just
we
remember.
people are want to working that out? Like there is some kind of real need to see the percentual of change.
yeah, I mean, that came out of discussions like in the last retrospective and early on in July, I think. So yeah.
Okay, because we didn't talk about percentile. We just thought we want to measure that, or like we want to recognize the difference. But okay.
Yeah, I think that's a starting point, and then the next stage is like, can we see any problems with it, or is it okay? Yeah, I think it's just like trying to make it clear how much is being spent on each in different work groups. And obviously it's going to be different for different work groups, isn't it? Some people have bigger admin needs than others.
Guillermo?
Yeah, and to add on that topic, remember, guys, the dashboard has that feature. But definitely, looking back in retrospective of going through the consent process 3 hours the last time, it was that sometimes it's really hard to follow between some work groups, some detailed spreadsheets, very neaty, and some others have a very really messy or not detailed, just to say out. But so probably in regards of that, we can standardize that spreadsheet. The template so the dashboard becomes a template, and we have that specifically math so it's part of the analytics percentage of admin and operation. But also, probably it's a good idea to standardize our spreadsheet and to have that equation already set up to help the guys to follow up the instruction.
Yeah, because right now it probably is like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes each budget line to kind of go through it again and see what's the difference. Because there is not like a
Okay.
formula I can apply.
And last one on my end. So workgroup sync, we agree Monday the 15th. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still open to any strong objections on doing it at another moment, but I figured let's just go with that.
Cool.
All right. The room is half empty already, but thanks for hanging in here and being here, sharing your time. And let's see what's next. Tomorrow we have R&D and LATAM. I'm not gonna call out all the calls. You can find them on the calendar, as you're well aware. So yeah, hope to see you on the next one. And if not, we'll talk on Discord. Thanks again. Cheers.